If you've been following along in the channel, you're well aware that James and I are in the remodel business. We remodel other people's homes. We do a lot of remodel work in our own home. You've seen firsthand some of the work in both. Well, there's so much more to remodeling than just the ins and outs of the project itself. The details of the selection, the details of how things are being executed, when they're being executed. All of those things are extremely important, but there are little details that if you haven't gone through a remodel, you might not know about. So in this show, I'm sharing the Remodel Survival Guide. My survival guide tip number 1 is say yes to the mess. Okay, that's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to say, but it is a must. The word mess gives me hives. I like my house to be orderly. I like my house to be fairly clean because that mess equals chaos to me. So having to let that go and allow some mess while things are in progress, I just have to block that out and be okay with it. And you will need to as well. Now, there are some precautionary measures that you can take to help in containing the mess or keeping the mess down to a minimum, but eliminating it altogether, I'm telling you right now, it's impossible. So if you can't go there, remodel is not an option for you. So precautionary measures that you can take. Laying drop cloths on the floor or ram board on the floor from the point of where you're beginning the remodel work to the nearest exit is a must. This will help from back and forth foot traffic, leaving muddy footprints or dusty footprints throughout the house. Ram board will protect your floor if you're, say, carrying some things that might be heavy or pushing things that might be heavy or might harm your floor, especially if you have hardwoods. Laying some extra drop cloths or some light plastic over items maybe in the adjoining room or throughout the house if you'd like. That's also a precautionary measure that you can take to help keep dust down off of items. Notice I'm not saying keep it off, I'm saying keep it down. There are extra precautionary measures where you can seal off the room altogether. This is a step that some contractors do, or if you're doing work yourself, you can do it as well. If you're working with a contractor, they're going to take precautionary measures to protect your home to keep themselves from being liable for any kind of damage, as well as helping you. We understand that you're living in the house, and if we can keep the dust and mess down as much as possible, we will. If there's extra steps that you want to take and the contractor's not, by all means, take them. They will not be offended. This is your home. You know your comfort zone better than anybody else. So if there's an extra step that you need to take to make yourself feel better, go for it. Keeping doors closed and windows open helps tremendously. Say you're doing remodel work in your master bath. You'll want to close off your closet to keep your clothes from that accumulated dust. You'll maybe want to keep the bathroom or toilet room, if you're not doing anything in the toilet room, keep that door shut. Keep other doors shut around the house, even the ones that are across on the complete opposite side of the house. Keep those closed. You'll be surprised how much this helps. If the room you're doing the remodel work in has a window in it, and a functioning window, open it. This will help with any kind of dust traveling out. Even putting a box fan in that window to draw the air out of the room and blow it out the window is a tremendous help in keeping any dust down. Remove construction debris as you go. If you're hiring somebody to do this, they should be doing this on their own. If you're doing the work yourself, keep this in mind. As you're tearing things out or tearing things apart, go ahead and remove all of that and get it out of there. Any added stuff laying around, one, can be dangerous. You could trip on it, cut yourself. It could be dangerous. So you want to remove all the debris, and debris is dust. So as you're removing it, you're removing all those dust particles and bits out of the house. Something that I want to make very, very clear is that no matter how many precautionary measures you take in trying to eliminate dust, you will fail. You can contain it and keep it to a minimum, but it is impossible to get rid of it altogether. Dust likes to float and it likes to travel through air. So as doors are being opened, as your heat and air conditioning is running, it's sucking in and blowing out all this dust that's being created in the one room. So as you're tearing out, a tip might be to turn the HVAC off while you're doing the major tear out, just to keep it from sucking all the dust and blowing it somewhere else into the house. Removing old tile floors, removing tile showers, fiberglass showers, busting up cast iron tubs. This is messy business. It creates a lot of dust, so staying on top of it throughout the process definitely helps. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about having to do extra housework either. I don't really have the time to do extra housework. However, if you take the time to do it and stay on top of it throughout the project, it truly does help in the end. It helps keep those, as those dust particles float and land, just get them out of here. Vacuum them up, microfiber them up. It really does help eliminate all of that from the air and keep things nice and clean. I run an air purifier as well. As we're doing all of this work in our master bathroom, our master bedroom is right there, and I have an allergy to dust. So all of this extra construction really flares things up for me and makes things uncomfortable. But it's something I have to deal with if I want the house to progress. So I run an air purifier in the bedroom while we're doing all of this work, and it truly does help clean the air quickly in that space. Something to maybe consider, or something to invest in if you truly want to clean things up and keep them as clean as possible. Something also to consider in the very end, if you really want a good deep cleaning and you're not really up for it, maybe hire a cleaning service in to take care of all the deep cleaning for you. Maybe you've got a regular cleaning person. You'll want to let them know that you're having construction done and that you may need some extra little cleaning that's out of the normal for them. Just keep them in the loop and keep them aware of what's going on so there aren't surprises for them in the end. My remodel survival guide tip number 2 is be prepared for your schedule to be interrupted. You may like to start your day at 9 a.m. and have a nice warm cup of coffee or tea and relax in your jammies, catching up on the news. Well, that's going to be interrupted if you're in the middle of a remodel project, unless you're doing the work yourself. If you're hiring someone else to come in, they are going to want to start their day between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning, and they're going to work through the day until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, with the exception of possibly leaving for lunch, or they might be eating lunch on your front lawn. You're going to have to be flexible. This is difficult for some. Say you're working from home and you've got phone calls to make, you have Zoom calls to make, there's going to be noise going on in the house. So you're going to have to rethink that and how those are scheduled or where you're going to do them from so that you can still conduct business and progress can still happen in the house. You don't want to stop progress to be able to continue with your schedule. Sure, your schedule is important, but so is the progress in getting things done. You're also going to have to be a little flexible in the inconvenience of, well, your space is being torn apart. Say you're getting ready to do a kitchen remodel. Well, you're not going to have the use of your kitchen for a little while. Inconvenient? Yes. There are ways to help out. One, you can set up a little table in the living room that has your microwave or toaster oven, your coffee pot, a few dishes, things like that available to you so that you can still do some cooking in the house or at least warming up. Or if it's the right season, you can do some grilling outside as well. So just a little kitchen setup in the living room. Ideal? No, but it does make not having a kitchen a little less painful. Your refrigerator might need to be moved into the living room space or the adjoining room space, especially if you're getting a new floor in that space. So kind of being prepared to be without or having things relocated for a bit. Gonna have to be a little flexible with that. So things are gonna look a little disheveled and we're gonna have to be okay with that for just a short time. If you're having your master bath remodeled, you might want to consider taking some of your clothes out of your closet and putting them in the guest bedroom, maybe sleeping in the guest bedroom while things are happening, because if your bedroom adjoins the bathroom, it can get kind of dusty in there. People are going to be walking in and out of there. It might be nice to just relocate yourself for a bit while all of the things are happening in the master bath. If you have a single bathroom in your home,
you only have one and you're having that remodeled, now might be a great time to take that friend or family member up on a scheduled visit while you're without a bathroom. Or it might be a great time to maybe plan that trip. You do want to be available for phone calls, texts, video calls, those kinds of things during the remodel project if you choose to go away or you're not in the same town maybe as your home, just so that if there's anything that comes up or any questions pop up or any questions that you may have pop up, you've got nice communication back and forth so that, again, progress isn't held up. So yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, you may feel like you're living your dorm days with a kitchen being in your living room, but it is worth it to see that beautiful end result. Survival guide tip number 3, it's gonna get noisy. Yep, construction is a noisy job. From demo day to trim out day, you're going to be listening to sledgehammers clanging on cast iron tubs. You're gonna hear sawzalls. You're going to hear hammer drills, shop vacs, chop saws. But all of these noises mean progress. If there's noise, that means something's getting built and something's getting done. Noise is something you're just going to have to put up with and deal with. If you don't like it, plan day trips while things are going on at the house. There's no way to eliminate the noise. It will interrupt your daily routine. If you're working from home and you're trying to make phone calls, you're trying to do Zoom calls, you're gonna wanna find a place in the house that's furthest away from the progress happening. Maybe if you have a basement and the work is being done upstairs, that might be ideal for you. If you have small children who need naps, those machines and things running may disrupt that nap time. Maybe think about visiting a friend and doing nap time there might be more ideal for you. If you yourself need a nap, you'll want to find a place in the house that's furthest away. But again, noise means progress, and we want that progress to happen, so we've got to accommodate and maybe not get used to the noise, but accept it, kind of like we're accepting the dust. If progress is happening, noise is happening, dust is happening, we just have to accept that that's part of remodel work. Noise is necessary to get you to that beautiful end result. My next survival guide tip is be prepared for some delays or some surprises. It is near impossible for everything to go 100% as planned. There are going to be some surprises. When you're doing remodel work, whether you yourself are doing it or a seasoned person is doing it, you never really truly know exactly what you're gonna find when you open up walls or tear out floors. You may find some damage that needs to be addressed. This could cause delays. This could cause additional work to be done. Some things may take longer than anticipated. Say you had wallpaper in your room and you really wanted it removed, and the contractor or you yourself thought, yeah, I can get this done in a day, and they come off in tiny little pieces this big. Well, that's going to take a lot longer, or you might realize it's faster and more economical just to take down the entire sheetrock and start over. So some of these things may come up as you're doing your work or the work is being done for you. It's something that you just kind of have to roll with and expect. Big major things should be known before going in, but sometimes there are surprises. Sometimes you just never know. Timing of things, something may come up in the contractor's schedule that wasn't expected. Their help might get sick, or something came up in their help's family and they can't show up that day. Well, that's going to delay their schedule. So there are things that come up, life happens. There's stuff that does come up that causes some delays. And though we want the work to be done quickly, you want it to be done right too. So being a little flexible is something you just have to accept with remodel progress. With all this being said, is it worth all the stress and the mess? Absolutely. It is definitely well worth the stress and the mess. Remodeling is not an easy endeavor, and it's not for everyone. Remodeling has been known to cause tension in individuals as well as couples. It's stressful business trying to make selections. It's uncomfortable having strangers walking in and out of your house. It's uncomfortable having all of the noise. It's uncomfortable having the mess. It's uncomfortable having your house disheveled. It's uncomfortable having chop saws and tile saws and different tools running and in your yard and going back and forth in your home. Remodel work is not for the weak-hearted. It is something that you just have to kind of set in your mind that this is temporary, and the end result will make your home more valuable. It will make your home that place that brings you peace. Maybe not at the moment, but in the end, it's that change that you're making to keep your house up to date and make it reflect who you are and what you want it to be. Keep in mind that your designer, your contractor, your friend who's helping you out, they're all doing the remodel work with your best interest at heart. Their job is to create that space that you'll be proud of, that you'll be happy with. Their job is to try to make sure that things flow. They're taking care of things in the background that you might not even know about, because their job, if you're hiring a pro, their job is to make the process as smooth as it possibly can be. So they might not keep you in the loop of delays in product because they're pushing and rushing and driving extra miles to pick it up to make sure it's on your job site on time. There's different things that are happening behind the scenes. So if things don't go quite according to plan, be patient with them. If you've got a buddy helping you out on the weekends and you're doing the work yourself and your buddy shows up a couple hours late, be patient with them. They're giving up their weekend to help you out. So what I'm trying to say is remodel work takes a lot of patience. So the biggest survival guide point and tip is to be patient with the process. Freak out moments are only going to cause yourself additional stress and going to cause tension between you and the pro you hired or you and the friend that's helping you out. So just trying to keep the things under control, keep your cool, and go with the flow. If you see something that's not quite as you had hoped it to be, make sure that you bring it to your buddy's attention or your pro's attention right away. They might not respond to you right away. It might not be till the next day that they come, but addressing those things as they come instead of waiting till the very end could avoid a lot of time, pressure, and money as well. I hope these remodel survival guide suggestions and tips are helpful to you in preparing for your next big project. Or maybe listening to all of this, you've decided, oh, didn't think about that. Maybe it's not for me. Either way, I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any other suggestions or some comments on some of the tips we've given, go ahead and comment below. We'd love to hear from you and hear what you have to say. We'd also love for you to hit that subscribe button and follow along as James and I continue on remodel projects for others and continue on our remodel projects here at home. We're a little baby channel and we're trying to make it grow, so every like, comment, and subscription we appreciate so much. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.